Hello, my name is Peter Kibble. My AIPC number is AIPC 026710. This is my friend Leslie again, who's going to be playing Claire in this role play. If Leslie, if you could just consent.
Yes, I'm happy for this.
Okay, let's do it. Hello Claire,
Hello.
welcome back.
Thank you.
It's lovely to see you.
And you.
Have a seat. How have you been?
Yeah, I've been okay, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit up and down.
Alright,
Yeah.
okay. Towards the end of last session, you mentioned that you've been snapping at your husband when he tries to help you with Ethan's tantrums of an evening. We didn't really get a chance to explore that or go into it in any detail. It just says something you mentioned right at the end. I was just wondering if that might be something you would like to discuss further today.
Yeah, yes, I would really like to chat about that today because
Sure.
there's been a few more incidents of that happening.
Okay.
So I think it would be a good place for me to
Right.
explore that today. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, we can do that. Well, would you say that it's increased over the past week, or is it
Yes.
sort of remained? It's increased.
Yes, it's definitely
Okay.
increased.
Okay. All right. Well, we can definitely discuss that today. What we can do. What I can also suggest is that we can work on some behavioural change programs. So if that's a behaviour that you'd like to address or ideally eliminate from your life, there are tools that we can use that I can help you with that can help you address that behaviour. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds really good. I think that's
Right.
exactly what I need at the moment.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, just to start with, what I'd like to do is just to sort of take a bit of a deep dive into what's going on and really unpack the behaviour and so I can get a clear picture of exactly what's happening for you. Would that be all right?
Yeah.
So, what sort of feelings are you having at the time when these behaviours are happening?
So it's on the days that I'm working and in the evening around meal time, Ethan starts having tantrums
Yeah.
and I'm trying my best to, I suppose, calm him down
Mm-hmm.
in that moment when he's having the tantrum. And it's, it's always on the days that I've been at work
Yeah.
and that he's been in daycare. So when the tantrum starts, and I guess for me, I'm feeling a lot of anxiety and stress, maybe.
Sure.
Because I've just had a day at work and then it's meal time and he doesn't want to eat and he's in this zone of like kicking off kind of thing. And my husband is, I guess he's trying to support me. He gets involved, but it's really irritating me. Because how I feel in that moment is I feel like I'm a bad mom, that I'm not getting things right, that he's stepping in or him stepping in is like a criticism of me as a mother.
Yeah.
And so I'm really snapping
Yeah.
at him.
Yeah.
I'm really snapping at him.
Okay.
And it's escalating. I watched it last week, kind of escalating
Sure.
each time it happened. It was getting worse and
Yeah.
worse, and it's definitely having an impact on our marriage.
Mm-hmm. When you say snapping, could you be a little more specific? Does that mean yelling or
my tone gets louder.
Yeah.
I'm really annoyed and angry towards him.
Yeah.
I slam around a bit because he's inserting himself in something that I'm trying to deal with.
Yeah.
And I think I feel like it's because he thinks I can't do my job as a mum.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I kind of bang about, slam a few doors.
What sort of physical sensations do you feel within your body during these moments?
Well, I definitely feel stressed, and I think that's because I've probably had a long day, and this is what I'm dealing with as soon as I come home. But I also, my heart, I have like lots of heart palpitations, my heart's racing, blood really pumping through me. Yeah, just really elevated in my emotions, really heightened.
Sure. Okay, and you mentioned that it's escalated since last week, so could you give me sort of a ballpark figure of how many times you've snapped at Justin since we last saw each other last week?
Definitely 3 times.
Okay.
Because it always coincides with the days
Yeah.
that I'm working.
Yeah.
The tantrums with Ethan.
Yeah. Okay.
And
And how did you feel afterwards?
I do feel guilty. I feel like there's a level of guilt because I'm not managing the situation in a way that I'd like to, or that's in a way that's appropriate, because Ethan is watching me escalate and get annoyed and stressed and angry and shouty and banging about. So there's a lot of guilt around my behaviour and the fact that Ethan's seeing it, my husband's seeing it, he's, on the other end of it, but I don't seem to be able to stop it.
Okay.
It's like the more I do it, the more out of control I feel, and then the more I do it again. There just doesn't seem to, I don't seem to have that ability in the moment to like stop and think about what's happening. It's like a red mist just comes over me, and I just get really, really angry.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, can you recall what sort of, is there an event that sort of trips that red mist, that when you go from just having your dinner or you're going to help settle Ethan, and is there anything in particular that happens that just sends you into that place where you feel like you're in autopilot?
I think my husband getting involved.
Yeah.
I feel a bit undermined, like I feel like a bad mum. I already had you'll know from like the previous sessions about, I always had the issue about going back to work and leaving Ethan anyway. So when I'm in that situation and it does feel to me like I'm out of control, him stepping in just really feels like he's reaffirming that I'm not a good mum, I'm not coping. And that just makes me really stressed out more and just really angry towards him. But I know it's not all to do with him, but I just feel like once I'm in that, I don't have the ability to stop.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'd really like to learn how to do, is to, what can I do when I'm in that moment of him intervening? Because I can see that he wants to help, he can see what's going on, but I'm not seeing it as help. I'm just seeing it as him trying to control something because he thinks I can't manage the situation.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for sharing that. I wanted to discuss something with you. It's called a behavioural functional analysis. I'm not sure if you've heard of that before. It sounds pretty fancy pants, but it's really quite straightforward. Have you ever heard of an ABC?
No.
Okay. Basically, the A stands for antecedent, or the triggering event. The B stands for the behaviour, or what happened, and the C stands for the consequence of that. And it can just help us get sort of a clear perspective of actually what's tripping these outbursts towards your husband. What's the triggering of that? What actually happens during the moment, and what the consequence or the potential consequence of that for you is afterwards. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
With you? So
perfect. Yes.
so we've already discussed a little bit about you saying that you're triggered by your husband. Basically, is there anything else that is a triggering event for these outbursts?
I think just feeling really stressed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fact that I'm feeling the stress of the change in my life. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm working and Ethan's now in daycare, and I'm not a full-time mum anymore. You know, I've gone back to work. So that in itself, where my mind will go sometimes, is quite a stressful place for me to be, trying to navigate my way through all of these changes.
Yeah.
It's the emotional stress that builds up within me.
And sure. So and after you experience that triggering event, you say you feel like you're out of control, and it's kind of like I mentioned the word autopilot, that you're just a passenger along for the ride, essentially, with the behaviour. So what specifically happens after you've been triggered?
I get really angry,
Yeah.
and I just want to tell my husband to back off,
Yeah.
to like get out, get away.
Is that what you tell him?
I have told him to
Yeah.
back off. That's a polite way
Yeah.
of putting
Yeah.
what I say.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that it's in front of Ethan,
Yeah.
and the change within me,
Mhm.
like in my tone of voice, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that,
Yeah.
because I feel really out of control. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know how to manage myself in that situation.
Yeah.
So I keep repeating it
Yeah.
over and over again, because that's all I know at this point.
Yeah. Sure. And what sorts of do you yell?
I yell,
Yeah.
slam,
Okay.
bang,
When you
bang
say
doors.
slam and bang, okay, you
Yeah.
bang doors.
bang doors,
Yeah.
slam doors, cupboards, or put things down really heavy.
Yeah.
And I'm shouting, you know,
Yeah.
at my husband, like,
Yeah.
because I see him trying to
Yeah.
be supportive, but it doesn't feel like that in that moment.
Sure.
So I'm shouting at him to just like, if you could just back off or get away, you know, that would be helpful.
Mm-hmm. And how long do these episodes usually last for?
I think it can vary.
Yeah.
It can vary. I think it depends on how long my husband leaves me to deal with the situation before he intervenes.
Okay.
But my level of stress
Yeah.
is increasing,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a part of me that's preempting it's going to happen,
Yeah.
because it's on the days that I work, so
Yeah.
yeah. They're prolonged, they're
Okay.
getting longer.
So would you say more than 2 or 3 minutes, or?
Yeah, sometimes. I
Okay.
think it's hard to know because I'm
Yeah.
the one in it,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes something that's only a minute or so can feel a lot longer.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. And as far as the consequences go, what are the sort of immediate consequences that you're feeling from this at the moment?
It's really affecting my marriage,
Yeah.
for sure. It feels really fraught.
Yeah.
And I think for me it feels like there's a bit of a disconnection between myself and my husband,
Yeah.
because I don't know how to manage myself,
Yeah.
and the impact on Ethan, I guess, you know, being exposed to that behaviour.
So I think we've unpacked that quite well. So we're at a point now where I think I'm keen to sort of ask you what you want to do, what your goal is, what you would like to do here.
I'd like to know or learn how to manage myself in those situations, so that I'm not, maybe learn how to take myself out of it, if that's what's necessary, rather than staying in it and making it worse. Maybe allow my husband to to manage if he's stepping in, if he can see that I'm not coping, to allow him to do that without feeling like I'm being criticised, or or me feeling like, oh, I'm a bad mom, I can't get it right.
So would you like to try implementing a bit of a behavioural change program into your life and see how that goes?
I think that would be really helpful. I don't know what it would look like though.
Well, it could look with whatever works for you. Basically, whatever you think is going to be able to help you manage this situation and kind of sort of change this behaviour. So I could suggest things like walking away from the situation or learning some mindfulness techniques that could help you not be so reactive in that moment. Does that sound okay with you?
What is mindfulness? What does that look like?
Essentially, mindfulness just involves you kind of just practicing grounding yourself in the present moment, and that for a lot of people that looks like maybe a couple of deep breaths and really feeling your heart, feeling your breath, feeling your body in a chair, feeling your feet on the floor, and just grounding yourself in the moment so you're not off with your feelings and your thoughts type thing. So that could be really helpful to sort of just give you a little bit of pause between the triggering event of whatever's happening that's causing you to go and snap at your husband, and just give you just a tiny little bit of space for you to be able to breathe and just go in a different direction with it. Does that sound like something that you think might be helpful?
I think so, because I think just to remove myself, it's like then what? If I just remove myself, so to remove myself knowing there's something I can do once I've removed myself feels more helpful for me. Like there's an action that I can take. So as a way of monitoring these programs, a really effective thing can be to keep a bit of a journal, just to write a paragraph, a few sentences every night on how you went, whether the incident happened, whether it didn't happen, how you responded, what was differently. You sort of monitor. Okay.
Does that sound okay with you?
Yeah, and would I still, even if I'm reactive, do I still like journal about that?
Absolutely,
Okay.
Absolutely. Because we can discuss further. I don't think that this is something that's going to go from being like this to being completely fixed after one session. So I think it could take a little bit of time, but that's why the journaling is a good way to track, how you're going. You can get to the end of the week and you can look back and say, wow, I did a lot better this week. They weren't as intense. They weren't as frequent. I'm getting better at sort of managing them, and we can continue to discuss mindfulness techniques and whatnot in the future, and discuss how that's going as well. So
yes, it's like practicing a new behaviour, I guess, isn't
exactly.
it? Yeah. Okay.
So we're coming towards the end of the session now. I just wanted to get a little bit of feedback from you about what you thought about the behavioural change program that we came up with.
I think it's a really good idea, because it's something very, talking about it sounds very simplistic, but something that could, in that moment, I could definitely learn how to do. So I'll definitely start practicing that.
And what do you think about the idea of the journal as a way to monitor your
Yeah.
progress?
I think that is a good idea, and like you said, it's something for me to then reflect on,
Yeah.
something for me to tangible for me to read
Yeah.
and see. Because I think I can forget
Sure.
where I do well.
Yeah.
So if I'm writing that
Yeah.
down, I can look back and see, especially if I
Sure.
have a bad day, I can hopefully look in the journal. Oh yeah, you did
Yeah.
had the same incident, but it was a different outcome.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I can see how that would be really helpful for me. Yeah.
And the ABC, the functional behavioural analysis, how did you find that process?
Well, I've never heard it explained like that before, so that made a lot of sense. And yeah, it's given me, I think today's session has given me quite a lot to think about. You know, just like I always say, just talking it out loud.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it was helpful.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Claire. I'll see you again next week.
Okay, thanks Peter.
Thank you.